outage and outage and duration of this period of outage is usually, and changes in location as it affects customers, usually announced in public domain, and they use radio announcement. I can testify to this one. Sometimes you hear in this area, please keep water because we are going to take water for 1 week or 3 days, and they will announce. This is very good and also very commendable, and it's in line with best practice. So they do a lot of work with media. They also use their websites and Instagram, Twitter to reach customers, including rural areas. Radio announcement is very good. Nigerians listen plenty to radio announcement. So well done, keep it up. And so we're also saying that management of the board hosts periodic Saturday night town hall meeting. We call it customer care forum with customers and the general public. This is also very commendable. This happens at the headquarters. So let's go down to see what we saw that needs to be improved on. As far as weakness, interaction with staff are showed over centralization. This one is very key. All the bills are processed at the headquarters, and so it brings about delays and over centralization. At the area offices, they can do little. They just wait for bills to be processed, and so we are saying here that even for bill for reconciliation, large maintenance was decided at the headquarters. So there is the issue of delay and affects turnaround time in delivering service to the customer. So what is promised is not delivered because of this over centralization and delay. So something can be done to better manage this process and system. So interaction also revealed that there were regular complaints of non-reflection of payments made on water bill. When the new bill comes, the one paid is not reflected, and so people are not. So it raises a lot of concern. So customers are not happy. They want to know and see the process of admitting what they have paid so that they are properly updated. Next service window. So for Maitama area, majority of the customers said that charges are affordable and within their reach. This is also good. And they said that it's affordable. Their water rates they are okay. They are happy with it. So it's okay. It was gathered and the respondent there's cordial relationship between the water board and the host community, and so they work well. So the environment is good for both the provider and the service taker, and so that strength is commendable. And so for weaknesses, there are directional signs. And the customer interview said that constant water supply to some parts of Maitama, such as Minister's Hill, there are no. So because of, I want to believe it is topography. So sometimes they don't have regular and constant water supply to Minister's Hill, the CCP. So this also causes customer dissatisfaction. For us, that is service failure. So we need to work ahead to see how we can remedy that. And so we are bringing this out so that it's something to work around. The evaluation team have observed the accommodation of the Maitama office is tight and staff are different locations, so it doesn't work well for maximum and ultimate service delivery to the people. It impacts promptness and efficiency. We have to go from year to year to year, so they need to better manage that process. And so for Buhari Board Area Office, or the Buhari Area Office, the manager organizes in-house training on customer care to guide staff on best practice. This is very commendable. And so others that are not doing it can also learn. And then that's also, and for that reason, you can see the result. Staff are polite and very friendly to customers. And so this is not the case in years past, when you go and people shout at you because you want to pay your bill. So you need to be polite. People are paying money. So if you're friendly and warm, they will bring more money to you. So please keep this one up. And so as witness, irregular and inadequate water supply is challenge to Buhari Area Council as at the time of evaluation. So much so that up to 6 hours per day since August 2021. This has led to stoppage of bills to customers. They don't have supply. I want to believe that it's part of the program. So what can we do here? When we don't have water, the business of government is suffering, and the office cannot generate revenue. The people are also comforting. They need. So we need to work and meet this need. And so and they are not in good shape as such. They cannot deliver water to customers using this medium for distribution. We want it to work. Let's see how we can work around that process and get improvement. And so FCT, we say want to create area office as strength, regular supply of water to all residents within WIA and Wuse one. Customers complain that they do not have to source for alternative use of water. This means what they say they are giving to the people, they are giving. So please clap for WIA and it's not you talking, it's your customers that are telling us that they are happy with what they're doing. So this is good. So keep it up. And so, all houses are metered. You see transparency. Houses are metered and they are read and they are issued accordingly and so prevent overbidding. No, if customers can confirm no overbidding and has increased customer confidence, I beg clap for them again. They have confidence and trust in the service they are delivering, so they recommend it. So witnesses, let's see now. Non-reflection, you see again, the bills they pay, the previous bill and how much they are paid is not reflecting on the bill. They want to see the accountants are here, carry forward and carry this balance brought forward. So customers are saying when they see their bill, they want to try to see what have we paid, balance brought forward. You always bring it for enhanced transparency. They have trust in you. So if you do this, you can see the trust and confidence will grow more. And so there is no system in place to monitor waiting time. But if they have water all the time, it means that so they are saying please keep this up and ensure that that's the major complaint here against your service. So let's see how we can improve that. Guarantee one area office. For strength, they say there's a one-stop shop for customer convenience as they could use a me box facility at the office to make payment. This is good. This shows sensitivity. The me box. You see what you call it? Naira box. Naira box. What's the full meaning? Naira box. So if we are bringing naira in water box. Okay, so the me box, the Naira box, the Naira box. You see, this is very practical. That means they talk about the needs of the people and they make alternate way of payment. So you can walk into the office and pay instead of going around. So this has made life a lot easier and then makes the process work well for all the customers. And so Guarantee One Area has made available hotline each customer to call when the need arises. So when they have a need, they quickly call them. This is also very innovative. Let other areas now also innovate them. And so they can make inquiries on so 247 they are enjoying this customer service. This is very good. And so as witness, reveal that some of the meters installed are not functional. So there are meters that are not functional, and so we need to quickly bring the lack of operational vehicles to make them go round and monitor much more effectively. And so this office delay, sometimes when they even make it, so now that you have asked people to call you, when they call you, you don't have enough people to go there. So that means that this service failure, you need to fix that so that it can now flow better. And so if we do that, the interaction with customers also be that non-reflection, the same thing, this is something at all. And so let's go to FCT Abachi area. As strength, it has a special sustainable development goal project in partnership with FCT Water Board, the area council. So this provides potable water to each environment. This is clear demonstration of stakeholder partnership. So there is a strong partnership there that is even helping the water board work better between the area council and the water board. So this is commendable. Others can also learn from this. And so it's a demonstration of improved and enhanced sensitivity to what the needs and aspirations of your consumers are. And so for that, water is clean and is safe. And they're also meeting the Millennium Goals, so it's very good. And so as witness, the time of the evaluation, no evidence show that the area council data keeps a record of feedback. So you're not actively listening to your customers because it's also sensitive. You need to engage them, you need to listen to them, you need to give them handles to talk, to feed you back on the level of satisfaction they have, or whether they are happy with the service or not. And so we need to also put that in place, and just not just putting it in place, let them know what possible handles they can use. And so it's observed that the toilet facilities around, if you're talking about cleanliness, water, so please, we should have hygienic environment. So we must live by what we preach and practice. Water is clean, so let our toilet be clean. Do we agree? Thank you. So Gudu Area Council, there's a dashboard. This one is very, very, very to monitor daily payments. So this one takes away the stress of guessing who paid and who did not pay. So you can see it popping in and popping out. So their revenue can easily updated. And so that makes business a lot easier for you, the provider, and even the service taker. And so it's transparently done. Everybody can. So this is something others can also learn from. And so it was observed that staff were friendly and also seem to make prompt services, ensuring water is supplied within the stipulated period. So when you say you supply water, so this is doing what you have promised. And so this is also commendable. And so for weaknesses, we are saying here that management of Gudu area complain of late printing of that tells us about. It still points to the over-centralization. And to that one, we're going to make some suggestions as in the report, what we can do to better manage that process. So some customers complain that timelines of 5 working days for resolution of complaints are not met. They are saying when they complain about water issue, in 5 days you promise that you must resolve and get back to them. You're not giving it for us. That's service failure. So we need to work around that. And then so the next one is the Karunyanya area office. E-payment process has drastically reduced the stress and waiting. And so from the comfort of their home, even with our phone, even as we're talking, you can just like want to recharge your life. So let's look along that path. Let's look along that path and see how we can better manage the process. So each process is very good, and then it's convenient for both you, the service provider, as well as the taker. And they confirm that the charges are affordable, and Nyanya and the residents are happy and they are delighted at the cost. So this is good. So for weaknesses, irregular water supply to the area. So it's 3 days in a week to customers. So this subjects them to hardship. 3 days out of 7 is less than half. So can we do better? 3 days of that, not the percentage. But I know it's less than my elementary mathematics tells us that it's less than 50%. So can we improve that? They say they suffer a lot of hardship. So let's see how we can improve that, and then work around it next. So they need to be more. The waiting area is inadequate, and we need to have some more comfort. So let's see what we can do to increase the water supply there. So Jabi area office. Customers confirm that staff are friendly, polite, and are treated with a lot of sensitivity. They also confirm that the water supply in the area is portable, it's clean, and it's constant to the delight of everyone. So please, Carolina, let's borrow from Jabi and get water to travel. So as witnesses, standards were, so we are saying that at the time of standards were not reviewed and raised to inform customers, staff, and stakeholders of areas that need improvement and those that are not. It was observed insufficient working tool, and at Jabi office, no waiting area. In this place, the key thing here that we have to take away is that the water is supplied well, but the key service area is also to look at the waiting area and how comfortable customers can be. FCT Gariki 2. As strength, they reveal that water is supplied within Gariki 2 and its environment. It is regular and it has improved the standard of living in the household. So people are happy with your water supply there, and then also there's a cordial relationship. And so they are happy to pay because you're giving them service. So you can see when you give service, people are happy to pay. And so some customers complained that the meters installed were not functional, and so bills are read incorrectly. This one is service failure. Bills are not read because the meters are not working optimally. So let's see how we can change meters and then do the right thing so that we don't shortchange people and we don't shortchange the process. And so most staff interviewed said they need to be trained on how to handle complaints and feedback. And so they need this to happen so they can attend to customers much more professionally in line with best practice. And so Kubwa Interact as strength. Residents under Kubwa 1 area said the water is adequate and is portable, and this enables customers access to sufficient and safe water. Yes. Let me also say Kubwa because I have an idea. The water is very clean. I smell chlorine because the quality is high. The quality of water in the Kubwa is also very high. So I smell that element of chlorine. I can confirm that in addition to what Kubwa 1 is. So Kubwa 1 has very good quality water. Yeah, so I can confirm that. And so customers complain that, as witness, that bills are not distributed on time, delayed. And so when you come to cut water, you did not bring the bill and you want to come and cut their water. So something is wrong with the process here. So we need to work around that for improvement. Bring your water early. You're giving them clean water, good water. Bring bills early so that you avoid cutting them off. They are ready to pay. Next. So Kubwa 2 gives us as strength. They give customers self-service payment option called 9box. So they still have that. So if it can go around, if it's something that is working, let's make it go around. This facilitates easy payment, and so to the delight of customers. So no stress, they can easily pay. And so information on planned interruptions are also through television, radio. This one I can also confirm that. And so, as witness, interaction on transaction charges for payment of bills are not made known to customers and implies hidden charges. This one is serious. And so they make additional payment of 250 and it's not receipted. No, not. If you must do remitter, tell them. Put it in the bill and say remitter. No, they say it's not receipted. They actually the interaction.
It's written on the bill, 250 naira. It's written on the bill.
Okay, so it's written that they should pay that. So when they pay, do you give them receipt? Yes, sir. So let's leave this for the interaction, but this is just to point out what customers are complaining about. The feedback so that we can improve. And you know we have to, customers are king, so we have to obey their. So any way we can get it better is what we're looking at here. So 250 remitter admin charges, which is not communicated before time, and receipts are not issued to that effect. So if we must do that, let's see how we can manage it and solve that problem. But you're the professionals, I'm sure you know how to. And so the issue of these of toilets and restroom hygiene is also here in Kubwa. So let's work around it. The next one is Gwagwalada. As strength, customers interview confirmed that Gwagwalada area responds to complaints promptly. I beg clap for Gwagwalada. So they are there to within the time they call them, and this is very commendable. And so as some of the feedback on the weakness areas that need more improvement, and show that network of pipes supplying water are old. They are old. This one should have been typed in capital letter. Are old and rusty. And so this has led to incessant pipe bursts and breakdown of water supply. So I'm sure, thank God the PEMSEC is here, the minister is here, everybody is on this side of my device. So that's why I said they should type that old and rusty in capital letter so that we can do something about it. And so it was observed that the water network of Gwagwalada area does not stretch to new layouts So as they have new expanded estates, what are we doing around the Kotangora quarters, phase 1 and 2? This denies and excludes new residents access to potable water. So what's the plan? Long-term, short-term, medium-term plan for as we grow? You know FCT is always growing. So let's see what we can do next. So we have Waripa area office. As strength, customers commended staff of Waripa office for courteous, polite and delight. And the area office also has diverse payment options. They have remitter, they have MyBox, and with this, customers have easier access to payment. So this is also very good. As witness and things we can improve on. Delay in getting bills. They said their bills are delayed. And so there's no system in place to monitor how long it takes to complete maintenance work. So sometimes they come for maintenance, it takes a long time before they are attended to. And so adequate modern equipment should be provided to help the field officers to quickly do their work. So for Jahi and Katambe as strength, they comment there's constant, they are happy with what you're doing there. So the residents are happy and they are satisfied. So for that one, let's clap for Jahi. So we also have a form of interruption. So of water supply. This shows that the areas are sensitive. So we thank them for that, for letting out information, which is very good. So as witness in Jahi that are paid, they said the meter chambers constructed to corner the meters are broken and they have them exposed to theft. So this one needs your professional touch, therefore resulting in service fee when they steal them. So services will fail. So what can we do to further secure the meter? So with that one, I'm sure our engineers will let us know the sense that we have to apply or deploy to solve this problem. And so not reflection again of bills paid for. Let us know what we paid and then how the reducing balance will show in our bills. And so disconnection, this one says working tools are inadequate, and so disconnection materials such as nose mark access to chambers. It hinders small jobs that the field officers can quickly resolve. So this hinders quick resolution to issues, thereby causing delay in small minor water repair and maintenance issues. So we need to do something about that. So those essential tools should be please looked into. Thank God the concept is here. And so they will know how to walk around it. So for Asokoro area office, the water is clean and it's conducive for customers and stakeholders as well. So they are happy. And so the area office is clean. And so we're saying, they also have regular jingles on the radio to announce unforeseen disruptions and announcements. So this is very key, and they are happy with this announcement, and they get and it shows customer sensitivity. As witnesses, we have customer complain about timelines, how to when they complain on issues and around the bills, they are not quickly attended to. So this has led to poor service failure, and so the organization is perceived to be not too sensitive towards the plight of the customer. So we need to improve around that. And so the next, would say to area office as strength. They're saying they are good directional science and they are observed to have evaluation expertise of high commitment. So the staff here are very committed and they even work beyond their working hours. This one thing, identify them for the next award. It's good that we're here so that we can also point at areas to do that. Please, those that go the extra match in their work, keep other those that are still working. So they deserve a award. Well done. So as witnesses, the same challenge. They always have remitter downtime, network failures. So let us see how we can help them in the payment platform. And so we also need to clearly identify the offices so that it makes it easy for them to be able to walk through the office. Now going down to, let's go down to the common trend, page 17. if you look at all that we have said, I will just sum it up very quickly. The issue of over centralization, 17 out of 17, all the offices have that issue. So we need to work around it and see how we can process and better manage that process. And then lack of working tools, and that's 17 out of 10. Non-reflection of already paid bills, that's balance brought forward. 13 out of 17 have that issue. And then no system for monitoring is also 13 out of inadequate waiting area. So let's see what we can do. Sometimes people are waiting to take service. Let's see how we can improve their waiting area. And so inadequate directional, 12 out of 17. No record of complaints. People come complain, and when they come back to follow up, no record. So Servicom has the solution. Focal officer, we have a register working with you. Please come and take all the. We have what we call scribe as a register for capturing complaints, so that they can be follow up their records, so that the records are not lost. And so non-communication of remitter charges, 11 out of 17. Irregular water supply, 10 out of 17. And then inadequate sensitivity to staff, 6 out of 8. So going 10 out of 17 and then 6 out of 8. So going forward, we have made recommendations. So we don't go to quick fixes. We go to the quick fixes on page 20. What can we do to improve service very quickly? Those low-hanging fruits, how can we harvest them? And so we want to look at good shape. There are areas where you have difficulty in water. So water supply, how can we mitigate? Example is Buhari Area Council. Instead of denying them water completely, what can we use as interim measure? We are suggesting options. And you are the professionals, you know how best to manage it, so that people are not completely left without water. Water is life, and that's what we hear. So let's give more life to Buhari people. And so what we are saying is option of water tankers to supply as alternate source, and then they get paid for. And then services and activities of the board should be decentralized, and that we have already discussed. There should be specified time and how long it takes to respond to maintenance. And let's know about your routine maintenance, how regularly, for instance, leakage of pipe burst, repair works on valves, and then on meters, non-functional meters. We also mentioned them here. And so for medium term, training and retraining, there are some training needs we have identified here. And so we need to bring the staff. Deployment of smart meters can also help to keep track and then also track, and so you have value for money in terms of the services that you give and the services that you render to the people. Modalities to, we also talked about shortage of staff, so more staff can be recruited. I'm sure that's the medium-term improvement. Adequate waiting area is also medium-term. And then for long-term, modern working equipment, rusty and broken pipes. We need to change them long term. And about rusty and metal pipes, I thought we change to plastic. What's best practice? So let's work with best practice in the world, and let's change those rusty, as old as our grandparents, to newer ones, as old as waterboard itself. So having said that, in all, we want to say that you're doing great. There are a lot of commendable, for instance, Mitama and all the like. They say they trust your service in some areas. So what we have done here today is to point out some more areas that you need to touch. So when we come, say in 2 years' time or next year to evaluate you, we will have worked on all of these indicators, all of these complaints around the services, so that you can now have 5-star service. For now, we have scored this service. The rating is fair. If we go back to page 19, you can see the percentage scores there. Page 19. The highest is 1.6 out of 4, and the lowest is 1.3. So if you aggregate that, you will have fair service. So out of 4, The highest score 1.6, that's close to 50%, and that's very commendable for such sensitive job that you do. We want to say that you're doing well, but going forward, we want to see a lot of improvement in the areas we have pointed. Let me, before I sit down, also say that we have a process that follows this, and the process is SIP, Service Improvement Plan. So we're going to be inviting the technical officers and your local officers of Servicom to come for training in our institute, and that's why the head of institute, I'm sure you saw, I had to harvest her from her seat to this place because she takes over after this presentation. So it's on this note I want to commend. We see a lot of new jobs being done around FCT, around the water. So we commend what you're doing, but we're saying from the people they want more, and to that we say well done, and we expect that if all that we have pointed out here is adhered to, if it's adhered to all the concerns raised and issues pointed out, if all these recommendations are implemented in collaboration with Servicom, we want to believe that indeed by the time we come evaluating you next time, we will see you score close to 60%. So I wish you well. Thank you very much.